Hi guys, welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. It's a beautiful day today. It's a glorious day today, and there's a really nice sense of energy even with the full moon, which is quite interesting. Something is afoot. There is change. There is definitely a kind of energy that is so strong that even the full moon isn't affecting us quite as much as it once did. That's my feeling. That's how I interpret it just at this moment. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling that the universal energy has heightened to strengthen our whole body immune system and healing. So it's a great time, and I think this is a healing moment in the world. I think we are starting to heal, and with that healing comes the clearing of negativity. And soon as the body starts to heal, negativity disappears. You cannot heal a body when you're in constant fear. That is known now. Even science is saying that. And the immune system lowers when you are in fear or worry or depression. Once your immune system is low, that's when you start to become physically ill. So there is definitely something in it at the moment that this new energy of 2020 is certainly becoming, for me, an eye-opener that I'm seeing self-healing more and more. And I think that's perfect lead up to what this day is about for me. And it's about understanding healing. It's about understanding my body. It's about understanding my feelings, my reactions, and my thoughts. And what I'm starting to recognize amongst all the chaos, the madhouse, I'm starting to focus more on myself. And I think a lot of you guys are doing it too. Now, in truth, when you start to focus on yourself, you do one of two things. You start to really look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how do I heal? How do I strengthen? How do I overcome? Or you look at yourself and fear, worry, and panic, and then buy into that and live your life in that way. Many people talk themselves into the fear. They talk themselves into the worry, and they certainly talk themselves into the really destructive energy of physical illness. So we can actually talk ourselves ill, and there's something in that as well. Very important. If you can talk yourself ill, then what's the opposite? Of course, you can talk yourself healthy. And that's what I'm recognizing now. The energy of the thought, the energy of the speech, whatever you say or think is the same energy. It's equal because it comes from the same place. So be warned. The more you speak negative, the more you worry and speak fear, the more of the what ifs and the worries that you think and speak is going to ultimately make your path a lot more challenging. So if we can now, right now, if we can change that, if we can see what we're seeing and feeling now, if we can just switch the switch, flick it down to positive, to good thoughts, to positive outcomes, to all the right things rather than the fear things, the dreams, the wishes, the goals, the aims, than the what ifs, and it'll never happen, and this is only going to go wrong. Change that today, because this is the perfect time to do that. It really is. So I've got my cards here today, the Carl Rohrig cards. They were put into my hands many years ago. I've actually written about this very story, so I'm not going to go into detail, but many years ago, a lady placed these cards into my hands, and I opened them up, and to be honest, I just said, what are you doing? It's not what I work with. It's not my kind of cards. What do I want to, what, you know, it says tarot on the front. Look, this is El Diablo. This is the devil card. Why do I even want to look at that? And there's cards in here of a hangman, a man hanged. I don't want them cards. And oh my God, there's a death card. Oh, keep them away from me. I deal with angel cards, love, guidance, all the good things. So it was a challenge for me to actually even look at them. But I opened myself up a little bit more instead of being so stubborn. And my first mentor said, just stop for a moment and look at these cards and tell me what you see. I went, okay. So I started looking at these cards, and she asked me, what do you see in these cards? So I took a random card, not knowing which one it was, but let's say I took this card. And I said, I see me. I see me on a journey. I see me on a road. I see me in the center of that road, not at one side nor the other. And she said, so what does that mean to you? I said, I guess it means that I'm able to see both sides clearly. Probably means that I'm not taking sides anymore, but I'm observing both sides. I guess it means that if there is such things as gifts, signs, then surely if I'm in the center of the road, I'll be able to see them. I'll be able to see both sides. So the chances are my life is probably going to be much more powerful. I'm able to observe and see everything around me far more clearly than I ever could. And she said then, and what else do you see? Well, there's a great beautiful light above me, almost like a beautiful flower, like I don't know, just a big beautiful flower, but it's actually entering into the top of my head. And she said, what does that mean? I said, I guess that where I'm going, my journey is bringing me to enlightenment. She went, wow, amazing. So if I was to ask you, are you heading in the right direction? What would that be? I say, yeah, I think I am. And she said, now do you see how powerful these cards are? And I went, wow, I guess I do. And from that moment on, the fear of what I was told about tarot cards, the fear that people in doctrine punched me with and told me they're evil, they're bad, all of a sudden now disappeared. I found myself unlearning from the brainwashing of religion, telling me that these cards are evil, that all this is evil. And I soon found out that everything that the church was pushing and telling us that was dangerous and evil, actually wasn't evil at all. In fact, when I picked these cards up, I never saw as clear in my life. And from that moment on, people from around the globe were taking flights, coming to Malaga, and then taking a car and driving up to this village, into a little room, coming to see little old me, because they wanted to know their future, because they were told by other people that this guy actually can see. And for many years, these cards have been with me, and I've loved them because they speak so clearly to me. There is no death in a card. There is no hangman in a card. All of these cards are just so clever in nature. And Carl Rohrig, when he made these cards, they weren't just cards at that time. These were actually oil paintings. These were huge oil paintings that I found out he painted these and sold them for 10, 20, 50,000 pounds. So these were paintings by a genius who realized that if he made a number of cards and created a deck of cards, that there's something in this. And he was so right, because of course he was channeling. And when you look at the hangman, actually the hangman isn't hung at all. It's a lie. The hangman is actually upside down on one leg with a rope. So actually he's quite comfortable. He's not uncomfortable. He's actually seeing the world a little bit different. Hey, how do you ever see the world if you're not upside down? Sometimes it's good to see it in a different way. He looks comfortable now and he's learning a lot. Hey, I never saw that up there. Hey, I never saw that. Wow, I never saw that. So all of a sudden now, how do you see the world? I see it upside down. And then just below him, there's like a pool. And if you look at the pool, you can see his reflection. Actually, now that he's seeing life in a different angle, he now sees the truth through the reflection of his beautiful face. Actually, this is a beautiful card. So I learned to see what I was taught was evil, which isn't evil at all, which was a very clever manipulation by a very clever set of people who realized that through certain images and through certain understandings of our great power, that when we use our power, when we work very hard to see without that judgment, without that opinion, that you and anybody else in this world, once you start to recognize your gift, you get to a point where you look at these cards and see within them, and you see so many things. It's so beautiful to see. Amazing. All these cards. And you have some beautiful cards in here. You've got the card of peace, which is paz in Spanish, P-A-Z. This is the card of peace. And when you look at this card, what do you see? You see a beautiful background of mountains, which is equivalent to power. You see beautiful streams flowing in your life of the water, which is you. You see the greenery, the grass of Mother Nature, which is you. And you also see something very special if you look carefully. You see hot air balloons. Now, why would you put hot air balloons, Mark? What does that mean? Well, I guess if I'm looking at myself and my life and I see hot air balloons, what does that mean to me? Well, I guess if I'm to get on a hot air balloon, it means that I'm not in a rush. It means that when we take off and go into the air, Mother Nature, the universe, will take me whichever way she wants. And along that journey of being taken, I'm not worried. I'm enjoying the view. I'm seeing the bigger picture. And I'm not worried about time or space, because when we land is when we're ready to land. And where we land, wherever we land, is perfect. So I guess if I want to live my life of peace, it's a little bit like being on a hot air balloon. Wow, Mark, that makes sense. So you see, these cards have been a blessing in my life when people ask me questions about their journey in their life. And they're so clever. They help people, and they've helped literally tens of thousands of people that I've worked with. Help them in the most traumatic time of their life. Help them see things that they've never seen before. Help them understand about life. So don't you ever dismiss these cards. From that moment on, 16 years later, I decided to create a 10-hour online tarot workshop, which has been hugely successful of people who have enjoyed those 10 hours. And it's changed their life, as it did mine. It helped them to see beyond what their mind showed them, because these cards open you up to another world, another view, another understanding, the bigger picture. And when you realize that you're connected to the cards, that they're simply a tool to help you open up your truth, your understanding, your imagination, but within that imagination is where your real power lies. Oh, it's only your imagination. Hijacked. Your imagination is the most powerful tool in the world to connect to the glimpses of the future. And thus, it's been an amazing journey with these cards. And I wanted to share that with you today because anybody who has messaged me in the past 2 or 3 months about wanting to do a tarot course, I would suggest it's a beautiful, beautiful course to do. There are many courses in the world, many. But mine is just a 10-hour course, but it's very, very in-depth. But there are many courses in the world. And I also recommend angel cards, and they're beautiful too. So it's just part of the journey. I hope you enjoyed this little conversation today. I'm going to nip across now and have a drink and nip across to Mark Bajerski crystals and talk about 2 beautiful crystals today. Hope to see you over there, and this should be an interesting conversation. We're going to talk about some health matters and how these crystals can help with many things. And I'm going to share a beautiful story with you about the day I was at a very big show, and I had a group of people who marched towards me and insisted to know how I healed a certain person. It was interesting. Okay guys, love you all. Just a quick reminder once again, thank you very much for subscribing here. With all my heart, I appreciate it. Thank you for going to markbajerski.com and choosing your genuine or authentic crystals. There are so many to mention, but I am doing my best on the crystal channel now to go through as many as I can. And last but not least, I'll see you all in Toronto for the beautiful 4-day Pure Energy Healing course. I hope I'll see you all there on the 10th, 11th, and 12th and 13th of April. That is the long Easter weekend, so you don't have to worry about holidays. It should be great. Hope to see you there, guys. Take care. See you later.